How's it going? I went for the big screen because we haven't done this in a while, and you know what? I think you were forgetting what I looked like. Be honest. It's also there's a little bit of background hum. The fan is on. It is hot in Florida. It's officially summer, I guess. I don't know. This isn't what you came to hear about. uh, I hope the audio is good. I tweaked it a little bit because the last stream I did where I sat at the desk was a little bit quiet. So I hope it's good. I hope you guys are all right. Hey Nimish, hey Jimmy. Barry Colors subscribed with Twitch Prime. He's back in high society. We're happy to provide that service for him and solid gold plate everything. What else is going on? Hey, I did a podcast. Kind of. I did like a Patreon episode with Shortbox Jacksonville when I was in Jacksonville, Florida. They just put it up for their Patreon members. But if you go to my Instagram, you can check it out for free. It's like a little 30 minutes. We just kind of shoot the shit about comics. What else is going on? Got a lot of stuff done. Got so much stuff done. I went to Dallas. I went to hey Brendan. Yeah, you'll see me a couple of weeks at Heroes. Yeah. Oh man, it is something. It's been like bonkers. It's been bonkers. The reason I haven't been streaming is not because I don't want to stream. It's because I've literally done nothing except for comic conventions, having people stay at my house, and comic coloring to get deadlines out. That is it. My sketchbook, crying shame right now. Crying shame. The only time that I have to like work on any kind of like drawing or anything is at cons. Like that's the only time I've been drawing, unfortunately. I actually hold on. You all stay right there. Two seconds in, I'm already abandoning you. What's up, Miguel? So I got this thing. I don't know if you can like see it very well. Sketch Workshop Anatomy. It's got a bunch of like, this is like, I can't show this very well. It's got a bunch of like anatomy tutorials. It's like a workbook, but then you can also like print out the like actual sketch stuff and work in it. So you can do the workbook multiple times. Get your hand on the massive mind-bending anatomy. I think I'm gonna start chipping away at that. I think it's been on my list for a while. I wanted to do that. Oh, the coloring man is back. Yep. Hey, Jimmy G's daughter. What's up? We're gonna be today. We're gonna be doing this piece. This is the coloristjam, the one on the left, not the one on the right. The one on the right is Babs and Cameron's redesign for Batgirl in 2014. This says 2014. We're gonna go with 2014. What does this say? Yeah, 2014. Okay, yes. Yeah, Stuart Tarr redesign for Batgirl. That's the Batgirl that we have here. This is the coloristjam. You can get this liner if you want it. I'm gonna start working on this while I talk to you because we got to correct all of this. Let's see what we got going on here. So we have screen tones, the inks, and then like splatter. Okay. We might bring our own splatter. we might be the restaurant patron who is like, no. You don't bring me your hot sauce. I've brought my own from home. We've brought my own splatter from home. We'll see. But for now, we're gonna turn that off. We're gonna turn the zip off. We're gonna fix the inks how I like them. We're gonna fix them how I like them. What up, Hulk Hogan? Are those bits? Did you just bit me? You did. Here's to survival. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, let's. I very rarely get bits, and I am like, man, I'm out of my element. It's been so long since I've done this. Okay, let's get this right as far as the colors go. You forgot how bits works, but now you're number 1, as you can tell by the badge next to your name. So that's got to count for something, I guess. You are first in my of my affections, I guess. My financial affections, number 1. Okay, so the bottom of the boots are black, but I mean, this is gonna catch like all the light. She's pretty well, like, I guess it's a little bit open, but like, okay, so we have like the ledge. The ledge is like this. If you imagine, okay, this ledge in the background, this stream is, we're off to a bonkers. Number 1 in affections. Yep. Never to be, and only cost you $1. The ledge is like this. If you see it from the side, you got like the top of the ledge overhangs on the building, and then you got the wall right here, and like the bottom of the ledge, like this part is lit and this part is in shadow, so it's probably lit from below. Is that swatch panel just DC colors? It's like a modified palette from DC that I got. I think it was from DC. I honestly don't even remember. It's been tweaked and tweaked and tweaked over the years, but yeah, I think it is. I can't even remember. $2 if you swear loyalty. Oh my god. Created a monster in the chat. So yeah, man, can't pass up $1. Yeah, so I think it's the DC. It started, if it's not the DC palette, it started that way in like 2003. So yeah, yeah. So it looks like she's lit from below. We're gonna kind of roll with that. I think everything on her is like this dark blue color. We're gonna put a kind of a blue in, but it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't think any of the piping is like colored. I think we can just like kick this back to the blue. Obviously the bat signal is a yellow. And the gloves are yellow. And the hair is red. Although maybe that's too red. Maybe it's red with a capital R. I'm just going to pull color values out of this. This Batgirl design is one of your faves. I agree. Babs and Cameron did a great job with it. I picked up this book like forever ago, and I couldn't get into it. It was like super wordy. This is a pet peeve of mine. Like when a comic book is very wordy, especially in the beginning, and superhero books do this a lot. Especially in the first like 3 pages, if it's super wordy, I have trouble getting into it. No matter how good the art is. Alright, I guess we're making the line white. Under the cape is yellow. I have no idea who was on that run. I picked up like the first couple of issues, and then it kind of dropped off my radar. It's a good redesign though. It's a good redesign, but like, it's weird when you. Okay, this is what I'll say about this redesign. It looks great when Bab draws it, and Elena did a great job here too. By the way, Elena's contact info, her or her Twitter is in the corner. She is Italian and she tweets in Italian. I don't know if that's something you're interested in, but there it is. I don't know if she might have a Instagram or something attached to it that might be a little more art slanted. So yeah, I think this Batgirl redesign looks fantastic when certain people draw it. When like your regular when your regular kind of like run-of-the-mill superhero guy like tackles this Batgirl, I feel like it looks weird. There's like a hipness to the Batgirl that like needs to be on display, and if it's not there, it looks if she's just like there you go, there's her Instagram. Yeah, the House DC style. It's like not, it doesn't, I don't know. Something about it like doesn't really like click for me. Maybe it's just for me. I don't know. Very, very red apparently in the, we're going to try to fix that. Can we hue shift? There we go. There we go. I'm a little less red now, I guess. Just trying to give you guys the best experience possible. I'm also a little bit dark. I don't know. I'm trying to. Whoa. Okay. All right. Maybe that's a little bit better. It's been a long time since we've done this. Okay, so we kind of got her fixed up to the point where we have her in her like base colors and we don't have to sweat the weird wonky pinks that were in there, and we can kind of figure out what we're gonna do. That said, what are we gonna do? You guys out there have been absolutely crushing this thing. A little bit intimidated by you guys, a little bit. You guys have been doing a great job with it. I think we're going to want to try to focus on like, I think this thing works by two things. Making the light source look really good and a decent palette. I mean, did I just describe all of comic book coloring? Don't think about that. Move on from that in your mind. Oh, that's great, Brandon. That's cool. I'm not super familiar with his work. Let's select all of Batgirl. Hold on. Let's duplicate the flats. Is there stuff that like what's he known for? Other than this, obviously, other than Batgirl and Motor Crush. Is it Motor Crush? He's on that, right? Man, look at me. Finger on the pulse of the community. Fuck's sake. Like, that's a book, right? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Gotham Academy. Oh, man. I love Gotham Academy. Now you got me. Now I'm in. Once we got Becky Cloonan in the mix, I'm always paying attention. Oh, he worked on that book too. Yeah, that's cool. I like that book too. Sola. I nailed it. Okay. Let's figure out what we're gonna do. We're obviously gonna light her from below. Are we gonna even use the screen tones? We might use the screen tones. And then there's the splatter. Let's first, I'm gonna save this shape in an alpha channel just so that we don't lose the That's great. That's a great story. Dragged him into comics. I feel like that's indicative of a lot of people's journey into comics. I've been talking comics basically nonstop for like a month, because I've been going to shows and stuff. I'm gonna talk about that in a second. And then the person who was just here is like my childhood buddy. We don't need this anymore. Save changes? No. Person who was here was actually one of my childhood friends. We used to talk about comics back in the day when I was like in middle school forever ago, in 1990 forever ago. She did a zine about her coloring process. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you should put that in the Discord. By the way, speaking of the Discord, we're gonna talk about my buddy who's here and comics in general in a second, and how Dallas went. But speaking of Discord, even though I've been slightly elusive, and not really doing a lot of streams because I've been so busy, still been hanging out in the Discord. So if you guys are ever like, oh man, I need to run something by somebody, I don't know who I'm going to talk to about this, I'm trying to make this comic and like Mick hasn't streamed in a while, I'm always in the Discord. You can always find me there. All right, let's think about like where the light source is going to be. So obviously under the boot, and then kind of like right here, but not all the way up. We're gonna do like one of these, maybe right here, because there's gonna be, I think we're gonna be doing like 2 light sources. We're gonna see how this plays out. Yeah, so my buddy was here, and I was going to try to convince him to play some video games on stream, because I thought that would be entertaining, but he was like, nah. He was like, I don't know. He was like, I haven't played video games in forever. I mean, we played when we were kids, but he was like, nah. So we did not. But I did download the Castlevania collection, and we're going to stream some of that tomorrow. All right, let's figure out. So, like, we got ribcage, you know? We got a ribcage, which is excellent if you're a human being. Kind of like under. Okay, we gotta like. We're gonna be like blending all of this because this is like, okay, all right. Let's form a coherent idea. At the boot is going to be a pretty hard light source, like as in like, you know, it's almost going to be white. Up here we're going to be throwing a grad through it because the light is going to start to diffuse as you get further and further away from the light source. And we got like a pretty hard indication of the light source down here. So let's figure that out. Yeah, my buddy and I used to collect comics. We were picking up the Max back in the day, and then also a book called Ash. I don't know if you guys remember that old book. It's a Jimmy Palmiotti book from a company called, I think, Event. I can't remember. But I remember we were, like, super, super into it. It's an alright book. It's not gonna... It's like about a fireman. I remember there was a line in it. It's about a fireman who gets like superpowers, but they're like fireman superpowers. Yeah, Hulk Hogan, Joe Quesada art. Yeah, Quesada and Palmiotti were on it. Forgot who wrote it, but I remember there was one line that stuck with me from when I was a kid, in thinking that like, oh, this is brilliant. It was the doorbell. The doorbell. That's what it was. I'll be right back. Whole stream is a disaster. Anyway, that line that is like cemented in my brain is like the main character decides he's going to show that he has superpowers, right? That he has fireman superpowers. And he's in like a restaurant with his buddy, and he pulls him into the bathroom, and he says like, "Step into my office" or something cheesy like that. Like, keep in mind I was very young when I was like, this is brilliant. But the friend says something like, "Oh man, I didn't know American Standard made office furniture." And I just thought that was like, I was like, man, that is the smartest line I have ever heard out of a comic. Like, that witty banter, it got me. It got me. I don't know if it was just like a low bar for comics or something, because looking back at that line now, I'm just like, ooh, that's a little bit rough. But according to Wikipedia, Jimmy wrote it. Yeah, it was good. I mean, I loved it as a kid. It did something like 6-ish issues, and then, or like 5-ish, and then like had a huge break. Like months went by, months and months, and then a new issue came out, and it was mostly text, and I was like heartbroken. Jimmy Palmiotti, if you're watching this, still I'm a little bit heartbroken about that. I'm sure you had good reasons. I'm sure that you like didn't hit the deadline because of a certain reason, of a certain thing or whatever, but like, yeah, absolutely heartbroken. But yeah, so we read a lot of comics back in the day, and he's still reading comics, so we've just been like shooting the shit about the industry, and of course been doing the same thing at Dallas Con. Dallas Con was fun but weird. Fan Expo Dallas, I had a great time. I'm happy to go back again, which I think is a mark of a good show. But like, they did this thing where the like actual artist alley, so you had like the main floor, it was like its own square of like vendors and that kind of thing, and then you had artist alley, but like the inside of it was all like kind of like arts and crafts and print walls and stuff like that, and then on the outside edges were all the artists like who were making comics. Kreese was there. He was on an outside edge, and I was on an outside edge with Robert. He was tabling next to me, Robert Wilson IV, and we were in this like corner that was like on the back wall, so it was like very easy to miss us. And you know, I was like, man, this show feels like it's a little bit dead. And then I'd like get up from the table, and it'd be shoulder to shoulder in like the you know, like exhibitor show floor. I just don't think that for whatever reason, like the layout didn't like filter people in. But then like, and also for some reason I did like a lot of card sales. Fan Expo Canada in Toronto has a very similar layout. I wonder if that's like a Fan Expo thing. I don't know if I've ever done a Fan Expo show other than that one. But I also did a lot of card sales, which was like super deceptive, because I kept being like, man, I am not selling anything. And then I'd look at my Square thing and be like, you know, like I was like, oh, maybe I am selling stuff, and I just like don't have any cash in my pocket, which is like weird for a show. Yeah, so it was a very like odd show for me, but it was great. I hung out with a buddy of mine that I knew from college, Chad Thomas. I actually put together a like, okay, so this is what I'm thinking as far as our shadows and everything go. Like, here's something that I've been thinking about. If like this is readable as something, then you're on the right track. If you do something like this, if you make an alpha channel of like the figure, put one cut through it, and like this is an interesting dynamic thing, then like you're on the right track. We're gonna take that and translate it over. Am I going to Phoenix? No. I am so burnt out on shows right now. Like I am gonna like be limping into Heroes, which has never happened before. Usually I do C2E2 and Emerald City Comic Con, but I only did one this year, and then I had like 3 shows after that I did, and man, I'm just tired. My mom came down to visit. My friend Jason came down to visit. This is just like more socializing than I think I've ever done before in one time. Guys, I like sitting in quiet. Like hanging out with all these people is great, but oh man, do I like sitting in quiet. No, I won't be doing Phoenix. I think that I'm definitely doing Heroes. And then I think I'm going to be doing Rose, and then New York City. Rose is in Portland. And then New York City. And I think that's it for the rest of the year. I gotta stop doing shows. Like I need a break. I need a break, man. All right, let's figure out how we're gonna light her. Yeah, this is the first time I'm doing New York City in like 8 years, maybe. I mean, I still have to be emotionally accepted by them, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is the first time in a long time. So we're kind of like warming up the light source a little bit. Okay, so one of the things that was an unexpected hurdle of this Batgirl is that there's a lot of like stuff. Like I really want to make the shoes pop, and like we might have to get a little forceful with it. which is fine. It's what we're here to do. Also, this is what I'm talking about. Like this noise in here is making for like a weird, like I kind of want the rope to be very graphic. It's drawn to be in a very graphic way. Maybe we can figure out how to do that. By lightening it up. This looks weird. Looks weird. I'm gonna back up. We'll figure that stuff out. Let's figure the rest of this out first. Okay. Kind of tool around with this, kind of figure out where we're gonna work from. Because we want to make this like dramatic, but we also kind of want to make it fun because it's Batgirl. So let's try to get there. I've been messing around with curves lately. I have no idea what I'm doing with them. I want to make that perfectly clear before we get started. we're doing a lot of things. We are. We're just gonna. Well, is that more yellow? Is that not enough yellow? I don't know. What if we did that? Oh, what if we did that? Okay. I don't know what we're doing anymore. And it's totally fine. It's okay to not know things. I kind of want these to echo the cape kind of thing. We'll see how that works. So like this stuff in here is obviously hit by the light and we want to light it up, but we also don't want it to be distracting, but we also don't want it to be this like non-committal beige that we have going on here. So maybe something like that, or like maybe add a little purple in there. Purple and yellow seems to be where we're headed. Fitting. Batgirl, purple, yellow. Yeah, so it was a weird. Dallas was a little bit of a weird show. I saw Jim Lee sign like 1 million posters with the assistance of a couple of people, and I was like, "Oh, that looks miserable." It's like I'm not gonna ever want to be that famous. I'm gonna be happy signing 40 books over the course of a weekend rather than signing a fucking like 100,000 posters. Yeah. All right. We're getting there. Look at that pink splatter. I don't think we're gonna keep that pink. Oh, whoa. You're trying to find time to color this one? I'd be interested to see what you do, Rico. That one time when you're like, nah, I don't want to be Jim Lee. Yeah. Because there's zip tone in here, which I feel like is your bread and butter. I don't know what I'm going to do with the zip. I don't know that we're going to do anything with the zip tone. We might abandon the zip tone. Maybe not. I don't know what we're doing. I've been working so much that like I feel like my brain is a little bit broken. In that I keep being like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like I want to do something new, something interesting. I feel like I'm starting to do the same thing, hence me messing with curves, because I feel like I was starting to do the same thing over and over and over again. We're getting a little off the rails, which I like. I like it. But I don't know if we're being very descriptive of the environment and what's going on here. So let's try to put it back on the rails just a little bit. You're digging the colors right now? coloristjam. Hell yeah, comics and stuff. You were kind of confused by the background. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just like a night sky background. I don't know. I saw some people like put in some star stuff in here, which I'm not gonna do because I'm gonna be frank with you. I don't want it as bad as you out there. I can tell you're thirsty. I'm not that thirsty right now. All right, let's start picking away at this. I am very much not thirsty right now. Hey. I don't know if you guys know this, but I just finished Umbrella Academy number 7. It's finally out. Man, that issue was a beast. Let's talk about it. Add blimp or hot air balloon, please. No, no. Let's talk about Umbrella Academy. I did the last issue, and this was the same with Detective Comics Annual. I have 10 or 11 pages in Detective Comics Annual. I did half of that and then half of Umbrella before I left for Dallas, because the other halves weren't drawn yet, and then left for Dallas, and then both came in and both needed to get done ASAP when I came back from Dallas, which is, everybody's dream. It's a dream job. But I will say this. I'm so happy with how they both came out. I don't know if it was just like I got a little break and then I came back fresh and hungry and was like, heck yeah, let's do this. But like, they both came out so good. I will say that I got to give props to Gabriel, because I was a little bit burnt out towards the end, and there's a really intense story moment, and I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but there's a really great story moment at the end of guys, let me tell you about comic book stories. At the end of the comic, something happens. At the 7th issue of the arc, you can bet something's going to happen. But anyway, I was pretty tired by the time I was like rolling into that, and Gabriel gave me some really great notes. Take notes from your fellow co-collaborators. And I was like, oh shit, man, yes. And it took me about a day and a half to like correct it, which is not normal really for me, but I was like willing to put in the time and do it up, because it's just such a good book and it deserves it. And I feel like it came out really good, like really good. So I hope y'all read it. I hope y'all pick it up. Man, this is what I'm talking about. There's like so much noise and splatter on this that I'm trying to get like a clear color out of it, and it's a little bit tough. But like, I don't know, maybe it shouldn't be clear. Maybe I should go back to this like non-committal brown. This non-committal brown sucks. We're gonna get rid of that non-committal brown. Although maybe we're not gonna go warmer. Maybe we'll go cooler. So yeah, Gabriel gave me some really great notes, and I was very thankful for him. And I was really proud with the issue. Same with I didn't get notes on the Detective Comics Annual, but it came out really good nonetheless. You've been deceived. I'm not sure about this climax at the end of the arc thing. Yeah, right. It's a revolutionary new idea we're doing only on Umbrella Academy. Maybe we will go maybe go lighter. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what exactly we're doing with this. Trying to get these good colors. Trying to get all the bad colors out of the way so we can start getting into these good colors. See, it's like, oh man, I really want to make this pop, but like I feel like we're gonna have to like get in there with the line art and be like, take it behind the Photoshop woodshed and like make it do what we want it to do. I also want to keep it red. I don't know how we ended up blue again. How did we end up blue? What's going on? How do I feel feelings? So while I was in Dallas, I did a interview with Chad Thomas. He does art for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you probably haven't heard of him unless you have a kid, maybe, because he does a lot of children's books and spot illustrations for children's magazines. I do or children's magazines, like workbooks and things like that. Uh, he's a really great artist. I feel like he doesn't get enough props. I went to college with him back in the day, and we just talked about comics and talked about how the industry going to shows in like 2004. Yeah, it was a really good conversation. And if you are in the Discord, you got that conversation early. But I think I'm gonna run it when I'm at Heroes, so I get a little bit of breathing room and maybe get back into a regular schedule of getting content out there. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, man, I want to make this white. I want to make this white, but all this splatter everywhere. And I'm excited to do more of these. I got a little better at it. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did one with Larry Watts that was a little bit on the weaker side. Learned some lessons. This one, the art got a lot better. The art. I started doing color grading, which is why I called it art. I did a little color grading to like the film. I kind of figured out that I needed to like, actually shoot some B-roll and like add it in later, stuff like that, movie stuff, you guys know. Hopefully it works out. Like, I'm pretty proud of it. I hope you guys will like it. And I'm excited to do another one. I'm going to try to get, we're going to see what I get for Heroes. The thing about Heroes is it's got like a huge list of people that I want to talk to. I might try to do 2. I'm also running into the problem of like, so I'm at Heroes and I want to interview people, but there's like no good spot to do it. I feel like the reason that the ones with Chad came out really, really good. Oh, thanks, Nimish. Yeah, that's the Larry Watts interview. The reason that the Chad one came out really, really good was because I got to like shoot it in his home, so we had like a little bit more control over the environment. Oops, you're sending people away from the stream. That's fine. So we had like a little bit more control over the environment in the Chad Thomas one, and I wonder how the Heroes one is gonna go, because we're back into like the Wild West. I wish that you guys, if you don't go to a lot of the bathroom interview, yeah. If you guys don't, I assume you say that because of the echo, Man, this is a tricky situation. So I want to make this, I want to throw like a darker blue through this, but maybe I want to throw a darker red to like try to, and then like a purple, and then the blue, maybe like that, maybe, and then like throw a little bit of white on the edge, like this. I don't know if that's working. We might just go back to blue. And try to make it pop with some glows. And make the glows red so that the light still reads as red. We might end up doing that instead. It might be a little easier on us, to be completely honest. Let's figure it out. So yeah, you guys don't necessarily know. Yeah, so I want to shoot in the hotel room, like Brendan said. Makes perfect sense. However, hotel rooms have like a chair that you sit in that's like a regular chair, and then like a desk chair, and there are different heights. And like when you shoot the video, like I don't care if I have 2 desk chairs or 2 like seating chairs. Like as long as we're the same height level, that's fine. Otherwise, it's like shooting on a like us sitting on the bed, which is like kind of getting some weird vibes. Like, and I especially don't want those vibes to be carried over if I were to, you know, interview some female creators. Like, that would be freaking weird. Like, I think that my fiance would be like, what is this thing? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't have any chairs. And she's like, what does that mean? And I don't know why I'm doing this voice. And like, you know, we're in that situation. So yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. Like, I think I just gotta like let them know in advance, the hotel, that like I want. Oh my god, the doorbell again. Be right back. Shooting Rico's house. I know exactly what you mean, though. Maybe the hotel is a business, or yeah. So we're in the business center for the Larry Watts interview, and it was like super echoey. It was not a good situation. I just got mailed some comic books. What is this? Oh, look at that. Batman Detective Comics. This is either how quick the turnaround is, or how long everything is taking for me. Printed pretty good. I did the middle chunk. I did that Batman. That's the face you see. That's the moment you see before you know you fucked up. Batman leaping in the air, like fist raised. This came out good. Fire came out good. Man, red is such a tricky color for print. Okay. You live so far from Heroes Con. Yeah. Did I lose my pen? It's in my pocket. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I think that part of this, if I'm gonna like continue to do this, is going to be about like figuring out this situation and like how to shoot, how to navigate this. Because like I don't think it's gonna get any easier. And I think this is probably why like Sean Crystal does a podcast rather than a video, and I think this is why. I think that he realized that, like, you know, you can have a couple of drinks in a hotel room, and if you don't shoot video, it's not that big of a deal. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna shoot video like a dingus. There might be an empty panel room. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. I'm gonna send some emails. I'm gonna try to what mic am I using right now, or in the interview? In right now I'm using a blue snowball. In the interview, oh my god, why isn't this working? Because I'm not in the right layer. I'm talking to you all. Right now I'm using a blue snowball. In the interview I'm using a Tascam DRO5. I just recently, for the Chad Thomas one, I learned my lesson from the Larry Watts one, and I started doing using my Kamika lav mics clipped to the shirt, because they get better audio. Who would have thought? I should have used the Kamika lav mics I'd had the whole time. Especially in like an echoey environment. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Larry Watts mumbles. He's a mumbler. So he was like, I am very boisterous and loud, and he is a mumbler, and so it was hard to get like the audio levels to like sync up correctly. It was a challenge to make like all the audio work on that one. And I kind of realized, I was like, oh, I should have just had like a little bit more patience with it. Yeah, you don't get the room echoing with the lav mics. Yeah, I wish that I had a little more patience with it, and a little more knowledge. But I mean, like, you don't know what you don't know. Like the Larry interview was great because I want people to know about Larry's work. But I got to do another one with him eventually because he was a trooper and in being the first one. I didn't want like the first interview I do where I'm like, I'm just figuring out the equipment to be with like Brian Michael Bendis, you know? Like that would have been a bad scene. So Larry's a trooper, and thank you, Larry, if you ever see this. Let's kind of figure out what's happening in the arms. I kind of want to add white to it just because we got white all down here. So let's figure that out. Although the light does disperse like a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. I feel like a lot of this is gonna make or break on a lot of the special effects that I put in here. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I also like, I kind of want to do, even though we're still working on the issues, like a weird flatting question. If you have a page with the same character on multiple panels, should that character's colors be the same in every panel? Absolutely. They should absolutely be the same. I also want to do like a like post-mortem sit down of like Heartthrob with Robert and with Chris, but I need like additional mics or like an additional way to do that. Also, I don't think Robert's going to be at Heroes, which is a little bit of a problem if I'm trying to interview Robert. Maybe I'll just do it with Chris. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Either way, I'm pretty excited about things, as you can tell. Excited about comics, excited about all of this. Man, so she really drew Barb's cape like, okay, other than I guess her body, like everything else has rendering, and like under the ledge, under the cape, these things are like catching the most light, and I feel like we gotta roll with that. That's not working. That's not what I want. Let's crank it up. There we go. Now we're getting there. There we go. Okay. Let's get that dirty brush. But yeah, it's cool because I'm like, the whole idea of like shooting this stuff has made me like really hyped for shows on like another level, but they've also created this other kind of like, it's more work. it's I'm not gonna lie to you, it is more work trying to do this stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna be doing it every show, but I do want to do it as much as I can. I just feel like I'm maybe a little bit in a million directions at the moment, which is also why I haven't been streaming, because I'm in a million directions. We're getting there. Man, this is a weird one, huh? Did not think we were going to end up here. We're going to add some secondary light into our suit, because it's like noted around the knuckles and stuff, and there's a lot of like empty space in here that I kind of want to make interesting. So let's do it. And then we'll get into the face. And then we should be close to done. We'll see. But yeah, I also started looking at like gimbals for stabilization for like walking around the con floor. But then I was like, if I'm doing that, like maybe I should just get the like Sony Steadicam. This is like stuff you guys don't care about. This is inside baseball camera stuff. I was like, I should get a Sony Steadicam, and no, I don't even know if it's called a Steadicam. It's like their answer to the GoPro. That's like a lot better than the GoPro, and it has stability built into the lens. And I was like, oh, I should use that for getting around the con floor rather than maybe trying to like get a gimbal to work with my smartphone, like maybe just like get a whole new camera. And then I was like, well, if I'm doing that, like maybe I'll use a different camera too. And now I've started to abandon gear that I've used twice, and I'm like, oh god. It's been a while. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely like OD on gear. And then there's like part of me that's like, dude, you don't need any of this. Like you're putting together silly videos and putting them up on YouTube of like talking about comic books. I don't know that it needs to be perfect. There's like part of me, yeah, this is the thing, Rico. It's like, what's the goal? There's part of me that's like, I want it to look as good as it can look. So I'm going to figure it out. And also there's part of me that's like, I like having the problem to figure out. So this blue looks good. I don't know if we're going to keep it blue. See, that's the thing, is like, I don't know if it's a hobby or if it's more than that yet. I don't know. Like, the other thing is like, even if it is a hobby, like, I kind of want to do it good. You know? Right. I want to have something that look good. Like, here's the things that it has to hit. Portable, looks good, not a boatload of money, not a boatload of time for setup. So I don't know what that is supposed to look like. I like this green, but it does not go with the rest of this piece. That green is bonkers though. I mean, we could do a reddish, not this red, not maybe do this red, but then like knock it down. I hate that. Jason's been doing this for a couple of years. I should ask him about your stuff. You're right. I don't like I know Latour, but I don't know him super well, so I'm like, I don't know. I never like am out of the blue asking him for stuff. Like I don't know. This is also part of this, and this touches on my own insecurities, is like, I want to get out of my comfort zone as far as like, I talk to the same 4 people, you know? Like, it would be nice to not do that a little bit more, like get out of the comfort zone. So I don't know. We'll see. I totally shoot on my smartphone. I use Moment Glass on the lens. Use the wide angle when I need it, just to get like better shots, and then I use the Tascam for audio. It's like, I feel like it's doing the job. I'm trying to figure out like what the next move is. I would really, really love it, and this is a little bit ridiculous, but I would love it if I could get smooth cinematic footage, and also, which means like stabilization, and also the other thing that I want. Oh, a blurry background would be kind of nice. But that means that I'm like, if I want a blurry background, I need drones. Yes. Now, if I want to get like a blurry background, then I have to start like shooting with a DSLR, and like we start to get into like money, like real money. Like I'm making ridiculous videos and it's costing me now I'm at, $1,000 of equipment, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if we're there yet. We're just not quite there yet. We'll see. This is going to be the first Heroes Con, by the way, that I am purposely not doing any color commissions at. I'm going to see if I have time to get some like a book of commissions like on the shelf or on the table, on the table, so that people can buy from there or do commissions at the show, like actual paper commissions. But we'll see. I don't think Heroes would be like indicative of like how successful that will be with other shows, because Heroes is there's so many good artists, so it's like really hard to like stand out at Heroes. Depth of field. Yeah. Where like foreground's in focus, background's blurry. Get that nice cinematic blurry background. That kind of stuff. Phones don't really do that well. I guess the iPhone like kind of does, but like not really all that well. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Man, I dig how this Batgirl's coming out. I wish she was a little more purple. You just need a lens for your phone? For real? I thought like mechanically it was not possible. I gotta look into that. I am down to buy lenses. All right, let's figure out this hair. So Dallas was really great because we went to a live art thing for to help with someone's transition. All the proceeds went to that. I entered a raffle and I won accidentally a thing that I then pawned off on Robert and left in his car because I did not want to deal with it. I wanna, it won't be quite as good. Yeah. I get what you're saying. So the live art thing was really fun. Christian Donaldson drew some stuff. Robert drew some stuff. Andy Kuhn drew some stuff. Kuhn drew a really, really great Batman. That dude's fire, and like I feel like he doesn't get enough love. Yeah. So and then I won a like it was a statue of Archangel's wings, but like just the metal wings. Like it wasn't the character. I don't know. I'm like creeping in the corner. I moved the camera a little bit. Yeah, it was like just the wings. It wasn't the like. You got to be like an Archangel super fan. I imagine that what I think was happening was that a comic store was offloading stuff that did not sell. Because this felt like that. I was like, oh man, I gotta really love like Archangel to want to bring this on a plane with me home. But it was a very good event for a very good cause, and it was fun seeing people do live art. There's like a short clip of it in the Chad Thomas thing that's gonna air around the time that I go to Heroes. Let's do a little bit of work on the face because it needs it. And then let's kind of start to figure out the overall again. Try to tweak the curves a little bit more and see what's going on with everything. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So hey, I picked up the I'm a big Castlevania fan, and I picked up the Castlevania collection. I think we're gonna play some of that tomorrow. Additionally, I don't know why I'm recapping this because like we're not even close to done yet here, but I think that I might try to do some inking some like actual like comic books that I drew tomorrow. That might happen. We'll see. Trying to not let it like psych me out psychologically and just like shut up and do it and get it done so that we can do our terrible comics so that we can eventually do good comics. We'll see. The eyes are way too dark. See, this is what I'm talking about. We got all this fuzz in here. We can't get like a good, like the best this white's gonna look is gray, which is maybe fine. Hey, Jimmy G, thank you for the host. Can't get a good shine on that eye. We're gonna have to work on another layer. See, this is what I'm talking about. That right there. Get a little bling in the eye. The old bling in the eye. I don't know what that means. All right. I think we're gonna start messing around with some special effects. Just trying to get this into where we want it to live, which is we don't want it to look like everybody else's. No offense, guys, because you've been crushing it out there, but you know, we want to do our own thing. We want to be on our own path. I bling tooth lip. Yeah, it's all happening. Wow, that is on the wrong layer. There we go. All right. What if we pull a little red, pull a little yellow? I don't know. I haven't memorized what the curves hotkey is yet because I'm still not sure if I like using it or not. Smartphone gimbals are not that expensive. Yeah, I'm wondering. This is like a here's a quick like peek into like how my brain works. I'm like, oh, smartphone gimbals aren't that expensive. I don't know why I said okay to that. Curves, please. Was that better? Was that worse? I think that was better. Maybe this is the problem. Thanks, Jimmy. We're trying to make it a little more cohesive. That's my plan with this. It's a little more cohesion. Yeah, so here's a peek into my brain real quick. My brain says that, oh, smartphone gimbals aren't that expensive. You should just get one of those. Get one of those cheap ones. And then it goes, oh man, but if we're gonna spend $100, we might as well like get the good one. Like, let's not like, don't jerk me around on this. Like, get the good one. And then my brain says, well, like, I just wanted to check. We might kick this over to RGB because this isn't going anywhere. Don't tell anybody I did this. Whoa, that was weird. You see that color jump? That's a thing. Whatever. We're rolling with it. So yeah, my brain says, well, if we're gonna spend $100, we might as well spend, yeah, like if you're gonna get the DJI one, you might as well just like not screw around and get the one with the freaking handle. It's like U-shaped. Shit, I forgot what it's called, but it's like the higher end smartphone gimbal. I think this needs to be smoothed out a little. This is almost looking like too drastic. I think there's some stuff going on here that we don't want going on here. Sorry, I'm starting to think about this. Kind of like that yellow, actually. But it competes with her. So maybe we should do like a blue. Like a very light blue. Like that. Yeah, and then if you're spending $150, you might as well spend $5. Yeah, exactly. Like, so then I'm like, okay, if I'm spending $100, I might as well spend $200 or $250. And if I'm spending $250, I might as well like get the Sony camera, and like that has the stabilization that is like $350 or $400, I think, somewhere in there. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to make that jump. Like I just want to. It's how I ended up buying a very expensive television, because I was like, well, if I'm gonna get this, it's expensive at the time. I bought it forever ago. It's cheap as shit now, but like, I'm spiraling exactly. Where I'm just like, well, I'm gonna do this. I might as well do this. Well, if we're gonna do that, might as well do this. Okay, so this is part of the problem that's going on here, is we're starting to like lose the shapes that I want. So I'm trying to like push things back into what happened there. Push things back into like less of a shadow. But do you think I can get quality for like 200? Yeah. I mean, like, this is the thing too, is like, if I'm working with this gear, I should probably work with the gear that I have. I like that, but I mean, this is the problem. I'm too all over the place on this. I'm thinking about gear. Thinking about gear. We need somebody to drive the train while I think about gear. No one's driving the damn train. The reasonably priced one is super well rated. Yeah, but it's not the best one. Sit back and think about what's actually happening. Like, yeah. How long as you get quality gear is the real value. I'm also like kind of paranoid that like once I buy gear and like take it with me somewhere, I'm gonna destroy it in transit. That's also like a very real fear of mine. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not sweating it. I'm sure you guys don't want to talk about this. Did this one get away from us, by the way? I think it's interesting. I can't tell if it's good. What do you guys think? Like, about where we're at right now? I'm just gonna keep trying to square peg round hole this thing. It got a little bit away from like where I was comfortable with it. I don't know. You used red cameras for your entire internship. Nothing will ever look as good. Yeah, we're not. No, that's probably not going to happen. Probably not going to buy a red camera and then be like, hey, TSA, I trust you. Not to break this thing. Go nuts. Oh, yeah, comics and stuff. We're at the tail end of talking about production gear. You missed it, bud. Oh man, this is super fucking weird. We're getting really weird. Really weird with this. I cannot tell if we did a good job. This is so far like out of my realm of like the stuff that I'm comfortable with. I'm just gonna start painting over the whole thing. I think it looks good, but like I also am like, boy howdy, I don't know. That's how you know it's bad, when I'm like, or unsure is when I start saying boy howdy. That's when things are off the rails. This could also be like, you know, I've been coloring every single day non-stop until my friend got here, and then we talked about comics the whole time, and then like, and then I jumped right back into doing comics again, and now my brain is fried, and I'm just like, I think this is done. I think can't honestly tell you. Oh, hey, by the way, if you noticed that I'm not tweeting as much as I normally am, there's a reason for that. I kind of slowed down on the tweets. Kind of taken not a break from Twitter, because I'm still like on there, but I've taken steps to kind of like severely slow it down. Boy howdy is the safe word. Yeah. I've taken steps to kind of slow down my Twitter usage. I found that in the last couple of years, it's just gotten worse and worse as far as like how I feel after I use Twitter. And also like I'm aware of a few things, like I have inside information on a few things that people are outraged about, and they're outraged in the wrong direction in my opinion. But like there's really nothing you can say that's gonna like change people's minds. It's like misinformation out there is getting like weaponized in like weird ways, and I just it just like has made like kind of nonstop bad experiences. This is like the third or fourth time that's happened to me, and it's starting to get like to the point where I'm just like, ugh, I just can't. I don't know. I like Twitter. I like seeing what my friends are up to, but like, shit, man. I just like every time I go on there, like I end up feeling bad. I haven't even done anything, and I feel bad. I don't know. Do you guys feel like this at all? Am I like the only one? I noticed Matt Wilson's like kind of like walked away from Twitter as well. Like I am still on it. Like I still am. I just like I'm just free. This is why this isn't looking good. I was like, why does this look all chunky? Just free floating it. Like he'll pop on to like promote stuff or whatever, or like engage with people that are adding him, but like he doesn't like hang out anymore. And I think that might be a good idea. All the time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not crazy. Yeah. More and more people are saying the same. You know what I noticed is like, it started to really creep into the way that like I perceive creativity. Most of your sales come from Twitter. I like making jokes when I'm all alone. Yeah, I mean, like, I wish that people were just like making jokes, but like, I don't know. It just feels like Twitter's no longer the place for me. I don't know. And like, I started to feel like the more that I use Twitter, the more this idea of like you only do as much social media as you feel up to. Yeah. The more that I'm like, oh well, I can't think this thing. Like I watch a lot of like comedians doing interviews and stuff, especially now because like a lot of like late show stuff, because I am trying to do the interviews with people, so I'm trying to figure out like how to interview. And somebody at some point said something like you know, they were up late at like a writers meeting at 3 a.m, and somebody a joke that they said like got around, and it was, you know, within the context of like, you know, we're not going to be telling these jokes to the public, like we're in the writer's room, like just kicking around ideas kind of thing. And they were like, if all of my, and Conan was, I think it was Conan, who was like, if all of my jokes at a writer's room at 3 a.m. got out, like, and they held me up in a court of law or whatever, then like, I'm butchering this story, by the way. He did it much better than I did. He was like, then I would have to throw myself on the mercy of the court, because like I did say those things. I don't mean those things. You know, like it's just, you know, you're in company that you're comfortable with, and I you know, nothing like that's happened to me, or really anyone that I know about. But I feel like when I'm creating something, and this is what his point was, is that when he's creating something, he wants to feel free to think of anything, and that your creative side is different than your like actual human being side. That's how like people who are not violent make things that are violent, you know, that kind of thing. And it started to like, I don't know, Twitter started like kind of seeping into my brain in a way where I was like, reading things and not normally enjoying them, where I was like, should they say this? Should they be this? Should they, is this appropriate? Like, am I, like, things, I was questioning things in ways that, like, I wasn't ever questioning before, and also in ways that, like, I know I'm, like, trying to be very cautious with how I say all this stuff. Because, like, there is this, like, culture of outrage that's everywhere in comics, well, on social media right now. And, like, I think it's good for some things and bad for others, like anything. And I don't know, like, creatively, it feels like you're just locking your brain in a box kind of thing, where you start to feel like it's hard to have the freedom of creation when you are constantly thinking about, like, how somebody is going to take it the wrong way. That's my point. I'm dancing around my point, but that's my point. Is that, like, I don't think that I'm ever going to create something that's, like, not just, jokes, but, like, sometimes I like live my life thinking, oh, I can't say that, oh, I can't do that, oh, I can't, and, like, some of these very positively can't do that and shouldn't do that. But, like, when you're creative, you want, like, all your ideas to come out so that you can find the good ones. And when you're restricting that to in the starting point, you don't I don't know, you don't end up with, like, maybe the best creative, like, process. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Like, either way, I've started to feel like maybe I should back away from Twitter a little bit. It was making me miserable. Yeah. So anyway, I'm on Twitter a little bit. I've set like a one of those, like, restrictive programs or whatever. That will, only allow me, like, 10 minutes per day on Twitter and Reddit, so that I can just, like, walk away. And I think that's a positive thing. It's, like, enough time to, like, promote some stuff, but not enough time to, like, get, like, wrapped into feeling awful, feeling like everything in the world is terrible and it's an uphill battle that we can never ever win, like, feeling that way. I don't know. I was reminded when you to a certain extent you agree, you just think you've always had that thought process, so you just let shit happen and then move on quickly. Yeah. You totally know that feeling. You're reminded when you first started doing comics about representation and other important things that you never thought enough about in your work. Yeah, like, there is positivity from it. Like, I do like seeing, like, I'm definitely thinking about representation more within comics, and I think that's a good thing. But like I did this story just recently, and you guys know I scripted it on camera, and it has slaves in it, and the slaves are not black. They're like ghosts. They have, like, hoods on, and I guess they're not black or white. They're not nothing. They're ghosts. They're, it's whatever. And it, like, occurred to me after I made this thing that I'm like, people on Twitter will be mad about this. Like, there's nothing I can do about that, and it's like 4 pages of a comic that I'm doing to shake the rust off, to, like, make comic pages again. It's not getting printed anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's not for anything. It doesn't, like, I don't even have an audience for this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, I can't show this on Twitter because Twitter will be mad at me. Like, the 4 people who are the, very vocal outrage police will be like very angry at this thing that isn't even going anywhere. And it's like, fuck, man, I hate feeling like this. Like, I just want to do my pages and like have some fun. It's like a little horror story, and it's not meant to be a social justice commentary. It's just like this fun thing. I don't know. But then it's like, I sound like those fucking assholes. Like, this is the thing. Now I'm pinballing between these ideas that Twitter has boxed me into, and I just feel awful. Because I don't want to not be inclusive, but I also want to keep my sanity. Guys, I'm struggling with this like quite a bit. God damn it, Nick, get out of my brain. Yeah, exactly. I think this is like a common thing that creative people are going through right now. Because you like, if you're like me, you want to be as inclusive as possible, but like, you don't want to limit yourself creatively. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I've said my piece. I'm not going to continue to elaborate on it. So I've been taking a break from Twitter and leaning more into Instagram and Instagram stories for like jokey kind of content. So we'll see how that works out. Taking a little break. But I am going to be more consistent on Instagram now. So, that's the thing. I think we're done with this. I honestly don't know. Are we done? Did we finish? What if we do that? Oh, that gets real dull. We don't want to do that. What if we do this? We're still tinkering, apparently. I didn't realize that we were. But yeah, I think that there's also this idea that happens sometime on Twitter that if you get all the right opinions and you get all the right ideas, which brush did I use for what? Like currently, this one? This was one that I made. That I just like. This is a like little splattery brush. Little watercolory kind of thing. I don't know why I did like 1,000,000 very faintly right then. That was probably not a good step. I'm trying to figure out if we're going to do anything with the sky. I don't know if we are. I think there's also like an idea that like the blue highlight on the arm. This is just a round brush, man. This is nothing. This is a round brush and a lot of special effects and stuff. I don't know. I think I used like a texture brush in there. Oh yeah, Twitter's a blight to the whole website. Yeah, so the other thing is that I also feel like Twitter promotes this idea that if I, subscribe to all the right opinions, then I never ever have to look inward ever again. I think there's like a like subtext in there of that, and I hate that idea. I think you should always be looking inward and always trying to improve. So yeah, I don't know. Man, social media. What a freaking bummer. Yeah, you catch the VOD. It's probably just a basic round brush, and then this guy right here, this is a Chun Lo brush. If you Google that name, you will find them. I think I pulled it from her Patreon, but I've pulled it from other packs before. It's weird. This is a thing that happens with brushes, where if you're looking for brushes, you will download a bunch of packs and then pull the brushes out that are like good for you, that work for you, and then you'll you'll find that like sometimes people are using the same brushes. So yeah, that's a thing that happens. It becomes an echo chamber, but then you really want to be awful staring at violet. Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, yo, I just want to like make a tolerant space for everybody, but I also want to tell my fucking weird ass horror stories and not feel shitty about that. I don't know. This looks heavy-handed. I don't know if we're going to keep this. Like, I like seeing the edge of the cape. We're just going to delete this. I like seeing the edge of the cape. Maybe we can figure that out by highlighting it a little bit better in the actual coloring. Let's do our actual job. How about that? So yeah, I was thinking about all this stuff, and then I was like, hey, wait a minute. Fuck Twitter. Why don't we just not do Twitter? Instead of like agonizing over this stuff, we could just not. And then we're just done. I don't know. I don't like this shadow. God. So yeah. Continue to follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be on there sometimes. Eventually I am going to and then I'm also leaning into Instagram a little bit more. I think our piece is done. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of it? Are we way off the mark? I think isn't the cape blue on this side though? Once again, the wonders of the internet are greatest ally and deadliest enemy. Yeah. I think it's good to think about the implications of stories so you can personally grow and realize what you're saying. It's done. Yeah. Looks good. Yeah. I mean, I agree, but I don't need, at whoever to like tell me my thing is bad to know that I did bad work. Like usually I'm well aware of coming to that conclusion myself, and not only that, but them saying it, if it truly is bad and I don't see it, is not going to get me there. Like if anything, it's going to get me to like dig my heels in and then like not grow. And like I want to grow as a person. I don't know. Like, it just seems like just not the right system to do that. As you can see, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I'm very conflicted. We're trying a thing. So all this is to say, the long and short, so I added a little bit of tooth into the, I don't know if you can even tell. Am I just like mindlessly tweaking now? I think maybe. All this to say that if you don't see me on Twitter that much anymore, that might be why. And how he's getting all these great comments about his work while simultaneously putting down all of his friends' work, and how weird that constant spew is. Yeah. The thing is, here's the long and short of it, is that social media and Twitter in general is so huge, which is great for building your brand, but it's terrible for actual opinions, because you're going to get everything. You're just going to get everything, and you're going to feel awful. So it's hard to root through and figure out like what the good quote unquote opinions are. Are you just looking for the things you want to hear, or do you want to I don't know. Thanks, Nimish. Nimish just posted the Instagram link. Or do you want to like find the stuff that challenges you? And if it does, like, is it coming from a good source? Like, can you trust it? Because like you're trying to grow. I don't know. It's fuck, man. It's just awful. It's just awful. All I want to do is look at cute dogs. I'm on a break between pages. Fuck. All right. I think we're calling this one. We're calling this one done. Thanks for joining me today. You can follow Elena's stuff. She not only is on Twitter and Instagram, but she is also drawing Catwoman, I believe. If she's not drawing it now, she was drawing it. You should look for her work. Her work's freaking awesome. She tweets in Italian, like, fantastic. Great. What else is there to say? Did a little Short Box Jacksonville podcast. The link for that is on my Instagram in the newest post, the Nightwing post. You can listen to it there. What else? Final issue of Umbrella is coming out. It has a story to it, which I illustrated earlier. You should read it. You should check it out. I'm really stoked to get that trade in the mail. Detective Comics annual came in the mail. That's great. Tomorrow we're going to be doing maybe some legit inking on pages that make me uncomfortable on social media, apparently. And then also we're going to be, or maybe we'll ink something else. I don't know. Thank you, Nimish, for Elena's Instagram. Yeah, so we're going to be doing some drawing, some inking, something like that. We're going to be doing something with art. And then if we have some time tomorrow, I also want to do some Castlevania, the collection that came out. I think it's a really neat collection. I think it's worth picking up. It's Castlevania on 1, 2, and 3 on the NES. The 2 Game Boy games, Castlevania Adventure and Castlevania Adventure 2. Kid Dracula, which is translated in English for the first time ever. It's a Japanese game. And then Bloodlines on the Sega Genesis, which we have and we've played before on stream. And then Super Castlevania, which was the first time I was playing when I was like messing around with it the other day. I don't think I like Super Castlevania. I don't think it's for me. I don't know. We'll see. But it has some like art book stuff in there too, which I want to like tackle with you guys since we're a very art focused stream. Just to like be like, yo, how cool is this? So yeah, come join me for that. As always, keep making comics. Don't listen to anybody. Never get opinions and bury your head in the sand and make terrible comics that people will lambaste you for. No. Maybe instead have a happy medium between the two. A little bit of Twitter, a little bit of trusted voices out there. Make some good comics. I hope you guys are making some good comics. Shit. I'm gonna post this up on my social media on Friday, so you can check it out there if you want to see it not filtered through Twitch and all that. I guess in the meantime, keep making comics. Later, everyone.